Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here with you again. Now, I've had this song stuck in my head for about a week now, so I figured that I better sit down and finally learn how to play it. Turns out that it's dead simple to play, just 4 chords for the most part, over and over and over again, with just a few nuances here and there to distinguish the verses from the chorus. However, it's the same 4 chords pretty much throughout. G to D to A to C, and repeat. Pretty easy guitar solo with octaves as well that we'll have a look at in this tutorial. You know, just goes to show you that with an ear for melody and a talent for songwriting, you can write an all-time classic with just a few basic chords. That's it. I think it was Lou Reed who once said 1 chord is fine, 2 chords is pushing it, and 3 chords is basically jazz. Always love that quote. Regardless, let's close in here a little bit, learn how to play what is apparently an all-time jazz classic according to Lou Reed, Closing Time by Semisonic. All right then, let's learn how to play Closing Time by Semisonic. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial, and this one goes a little something like this. Right, just 4 chords, G, all 3-finger power chords, G to D to A to C. About a half a bar of each, right? Now, the strumming pattern here in G, it's going to be 3 downstrokes. Right, and it's all kind of palm muted and a little extra emphasis on that 3rd pick strike, right? And then we're going to drop into D, and between each one of these chord changes, there's this little incidental upstroke mute right before dropping into the chord. And when we drop into D, it's going to be down, up, down, down. Kind of like that, right? And then we're going to drop into A, and again, we're going to catch a little upstroke mute, drop into A, and the very first time we play through this progression, we're going to do the same thing. Down, up, down, down, just on the 3 strings that we're holding. Right, and then off to C and do the same thing. Right, down, up, down, down. Now, every single other time going forward, when we drop into A, it's going to be 3 downstrokes, just like we did in G. So this is the first time. Now, the second and every other time going forward is going to be a triple hit in A. Kind of like that, right? And that is the progression that you're going to play all throughout the verses. 11 times at the beginning of this track, 3 times before the vocals come in, and then 8 more times during the first verse, or the first 2 verses. Right, all throughout the first verse. And then we drop into the chorus, we're using the exact same chords, G, D, A, and C, but now we're using cowboy chords, slightly modified. We're not getting down to the high E string at all, just playing the entire chorus on the bottom 5 strings. So G, it's more like a G power chord. We're muting out the A string with the pad of our middle finger, right? We're going to hit this G twice. Right, and then we're going to do 4 mutes, down, up mutes, right, before dropping into a D5 chord, a D chord without the high E string, hit that twice, and then drop off to A, but we're going to drop into A minor, right, we're going to hit the A minor twice, and then we're going to do 4 more mutes before dropping into C, and hitting the C twice, so kind of like this, G to D to A minor to C. And when we drop into C, you're grabbing that G note at the 3rd fret of the low E string. Gives it a little more weight, right? So right? And that is the chorus. And then we're into the second verse. Same as the first, you're going to repeat it 8 times. progression G to D to A to C. Into another chorus, same as the other chorus. Right, repeated 4 times. And then we drop into the bridge. Now the guitars during the bridge are really buried in the mix, if they're at all, but live they will play along on the guitar. It's very piano driven, the bridge. So this is the bridge, same kind of strumming pattern, right? So I think it's all downstrokes, right? B flat off to A flat to E flat to C 3 times. And then back to the regular one. G to D to A to C. I think 3 times. And the final time, we drop into the guitar solo coming off this A into these octaves. Right, so we're going to grab octaves here on the 3 of the A, 5 of the G, muting out the D string in between. Right? We're going to move that up 2 spots, move it up 2 more, and then move it up 3 spots to 10 and 12. Right, and then give that a little waggle, and then drop off G to D to A. Right, and then we're going to do more octaves a little bit higher on the neck. Right there, so we're going from 7-9 into 9-11 into 10-12, moving it up 4 spots to 14-16. Right, and then back to G to D to A. And then back to the original one. And then back to the higher one. Right, and that's the guitar solo right there. Well, we're going to do this one final time. And then drop right into the next verse, right? So that is the guitar solo. Twice. And then finally off to an A power chord that you're going to let ring for about 1.5 bars. And then we're going to drop into the final 2 choruses. And after the first chorus, before we repeat it again, we're going to go off to A and do a whole bunch of stabs, kind of like this. Before dropping into the final chorus, right? Just bop, 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 bop. Just drop your hands, cut those chords off, right? Bop, 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 bop. Right, and we drop back to the quiet part again. And then slow it down. And finally finish in G, let it ring. End of track. And that, my friends, is how you play Closing Time by Semisonic. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind. Hope you're well out there, and we will see you next time, yeah? Cheers.